collections, classics, customs, restorations. This is Crossroads Speed Shop. Hey, welcome back to the Crossroads Diecast Speed Shop. I'm Skip, and I'm standing outside the shop today waiting for our next project to arrive, and here it comes. This is a 2012 Volkswagen Beetle, and we're going to use this as a project car for the OPA Memorial build. So let's get this thing off the truck and into the shop. Well, we finally got our car off the truck and into the shop. We got it broken down. Again, Hot Wheels Wiki says that this, with a 2.0 liter turbocharged direct injection clean diesel that outputs 140 horsepower, this punch buggy represents both power and style. Again, the Hot Wheels 2012 Volkswagen has been in production since 2012. In the past 2 years, for the OPA Memorial build, we've done a Porsche and we've also done a VW pickup truck. And knowing of OPA's love for German cars, I chose this one for this year's build. So let's take a look at what we have. Again, the body, just a typical body. It's right out of the blister, so it's not too bad. We're all drilled and tapped there with the 256 screws that are 1/8. Not a whole lot here with the base. I'll take the wheels off and probably get a different type of a wheel to go on there just to kind of customize it a little bit. Windshield's all new because, again, this is all new car out of a package. A little bit of detail in here, a little bit more than some. Still the pizza pan steering wheel that Hot Wheels does. But so maybe we'll do some little bit of detailing on that as well. Well, let's get our project started. Okay, well, we're working here on our little VW for our OPA Memorial build. This is hosted by the Diecast International Builders. I'm getting ready to put the wheels together. I had some of the wheels that were on it. These are the wheels that were on it with the white rims and stuff, but they weren't really what I wanted to do for this car. So I found some of these. Here's some rally, 7-spoke rally type wheels that are very similar to the ones that were on there from Hot Wheels. But I like the rims a lot better. They're rubber tires and stuff. I got those off of eBay. I don't remember who I got those from. Just an eBay buy. And so I've got those. And then what I've done is I've snipped. They come a little bit longer axles, so you have to snip it. So I usually get some snippers like this, and I snip off the end of the. You've seen me do it before on the end of the axle, and then I use some of these fence pliers, and by pinching down the end of the axle in there, it'll take care of that, flatten out the axle end, and you'll have a nice flat edge to work with, and it'll hold the tires on and stuff like you see on here on the car. So I've got them all in place. When you make sure too, when you put your axles in, that you press down, make sure they're seated right in there, because if they're not, and once you glue them in place, what's going to happen is they're going to be there, and your axles may be tipping up and down or whatever. They may not be where you want them to be. So just make sure they're pushed down. It doesn't take much to do an extra. Then I use some of this JB Superwell and take it, and I like using this a lot of times on the axles because of the tip, and you just put a little drop in the center there where those clips are, and then hit it with the ultraviolet light, and that'll do it for about 9 seconds, and that'll get it right all up there, and it should be okay. And then another tip I'll give you too is that always put your top back on as soon as possible. That way you don't have any worry about anything hardening. But also to make sure it doesn't, put it the way it comes in the package. It comes up and down like this. Do it this way, because what'll happen is all the liquid will drain back down into the tube, and that way you don't have it hardening up here in the tip. So that's just another little idea, a little tip that you can use. And then we got our wheels on there, and it's a roller. So we're all set. Let's take it, let's put the car together and see how that looks. Make sure that all fits together nicely. And I always, like I say, I like to use the interior in there, keep that in there, just to make sure that it doesn't rub. Let's see, you can see it. So, okay, let's move on. Okay, well, we're moving on in our OPA Memorial build. Again, I decided when I got looking at this, and I got thinking about this VW that I wanted to do, because one of my favorite VWs as a kid was of course Herbie the Love Bug, and so that's kind of a tribute. It's going to be a contemporary tribute to an old classic. First, we used a little bit of this micro set put a little bit of that on the hood. Again, it just helps make the decal slide a little bit easier, so you can position it. So I've got the decal right here, and just move it off a little bit off the paper that it's on. And then I use the other side of the just like that. Get all the air bubbles out. That go down right over the front like that. And so that way you can see it again. Like I just say, it's a contemporary tribute to an old classic, and I think this would be kind of good to do for the OPA build. So let's move on. And here's my tribute build for the Diecast International Builders Scott OPA Coster's 3rd annual memorial build. OPA had a great channel, and I'm glad that his son Caleb is doing his best to keep it going by being part of the Diecast International Builders team and being part of those builds. You know, when I saw this VW and a pack of cars that I got, I knew what I wanted to do with it, and I was going to make it a modern day Herbie the Love Bug. I painted it with opaque white from Diecast. I added decals from Second Chance Red Line, and then I clear coated it with 2 coats of 2K Clear from Diecast Graveyard. I detailed the lights because, you know, OPA was always about the details, and so I wanted to do that. I also detailed the exhaust tips. The wheels are some that I found on eBay. I think this is a sweet little car, and I had a lot of fun with this build, and I want to thank the Diecast International Builders for hosting the OPA Memorial. I think Scott would have liked this car, and I want to thank the Diecast International Builders, Ron, Mark, Cole, and Caleb for hosting this invitational. And I hope you check out everyone else's builds and watch for the recap video that will come out later this month, I'm sure. Thank you to all my subscribers and viewers. I hope you like this one. God bless, and thanks for stopping by the shop.